only person who has seen Voldemort. Well, hello there, folks. Patrick Stewart, thank you so much for tuning back into my channel for another episode of My Friend Watches Harry Potter. Tonight we're getting into my personal favorite, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. So, Jason, you enjoyed Goblet of Fire.
The first time.
Yeah, so you watched it a second time. Tell us about that.
Watched it with my family. They're chomping at the bit, going, when are you guys going to watch this next one so that we can watch, the rest of them. But yeah, so watching it with my family, and I was just like, wow, going back and watching it a second time, even knowing what's going to happen, is like, this movie does not make a lot of sense. Like, you're just constantly going, what's going on again? What's going on? What are they doing?
Well, I was a bit concerned about the length of the last video, because it was like 53 minutes, and I edited out about 30-40 minutes extra of our conversation. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I'm probably going to get some thumbs down. People aren't going to like this. It's dragging on with the post-explanations. But
and then what really happened?
Yeah, the overwhelming response was people like our post-discussions. They're actually coming from a place, usually these reaction videos, it's people watching it for the first time. But in this case, I've seen them where you guys have not, and I'm able to fill in those gaps. And that's what people are enjoying. That way I can give you some context. In no way do I ever try to get you guys to react in a non-authentic way. I mean, they like what they like, they don't like what they don't like. Now keep in mind, I've been friends with these two guys for like 26 years, so I kind of know what they're going to like and not like. Sometimes.
We've been friends a while.
Yeah, sometimes. I got it wrong last time. Expectations going into number 5. What are you wanting to see?
Hoping to see a calm down Dumbledore. From last time when he was like, grabbed Harry, like him running at him, grabbed him. Hopefully they maybe, stick more toward the character of Dumbledore.
Okay.
Wanting to see not a little jerk Ron.
Well, I hope this doesn't disappoint. So who's your favorite character? Still Ron?
Still Ron.
Still Ron. Okay. All right. John, I know you're so excited after that last one. Like you're riding high. Digging those Clark Kent glasses.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Got the Superman rocking right there.
There you go.
You mentioned something last time about Dumbledore. You have never read the books, and I did not tell you until after you made this comment about the whole Dumbledore said calmly in the book. You told me that it seemed out of character for Dumbledore.
It did. It seemed very out of character. Dumbledore, he's in control. He's calm. He's collected. He's going to respond rather than react. And seeing how he reacted to Harry, that was totally out of character for what we've seen so far.
All right. So going forward, I will tell you this. Try to keep the forefront of your mind going into Order of the Phoenix just from the graveyard on. If you could just from the graveyard on keep that in your mind,
okay,
everything will make sense going forward from here.
I'm still enjoying Snape.
There's anyone you're just really not liking at all?
Not really. I mean, I can't really think of anyone off the top of my head. I mean, I feel like every character has a purpose.
So there's no characters right now that you just hate. He has no characters that he hates yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, going into this film, remember we talked about this in the live. Again, if you hadn't seen it, go back and watch that one. The only person who has seen Voldemort return that's not a bad guy is Harry.
Right.
Now, I do want to give some shout-outs to a character, not the Patriot, that's good. To a character we haven't really talked much about. We did in the live, Hermione. I think she really deserves a quick discussion.
Oh man, yeah. She's carrying the team. She's like the Michael Jordan of the Harry Potter world.
Sirius Black said it in Azkaban, said she is the brightest witch of her age. Mm-hmm. She is really, really she's smart, she's got it together. Later on in the series, I think she continues to grow and become stronger and shine more and more. So we're going to get into this, but before we do, it's time for Patreon shout-out. First shout-out goes to Travis Peters. We've also got Tom Ekstrand. I hope I said that right. That was a little, I don't know. And then we've got Yasmin or Yasmin, not quite sure how to pronounce that, but she has joined. We've also got Apprentice with a Y, not an E, not apprentice, but Apprentice. And finally, last but not least, we have one that is, hopefully I pronounce this right, Lizcatia, or Lizcatia. I'm not quite sure. Correct me in the comments below. Give me some phonetics. I hate butchering people's names. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We really appreciate you. All the money goes back into doing little giveaways like this and cameras, microphones, lights, things like that. So guys, you excited? You ready?
Let's do this.
Let's do this! Stay nerdy with it. And I'm sorry if this gets dark too quick too fast.
I'm not gonna cry about it.
Somebody will.
Yeah.
By the 8th one, you can't receive the WB.
Beat up another 10-year-old?
This one deserved it. Moaning in your sleep every night. Don't kill Cedric.
He's lost a lot of weight.
Who's Cedric? What's going on? What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything.
Dudley can run.
Yeah.
Well, if I saw that coming, I'd run too. In the face.
Don't put away your wand, Harry. They might come back.
Dudley's like a grown man.
Who did this to you, boy? You finally driven him loopy?
Harry saved his life.
You are hereby expelled from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
Nah, that can't be right.
Justice.
Harry can't get expelled.
Don't break ranks if one of us is killed.
What the crap?
Did he take the blue pill?
Get out of the way.
I'm stronger by the minute. We have to act now. Not like it was imitated. My creature is here.
So what is this place?
The Order of the Phoenix. It's a secret society. Dumbledore formed it back when they first fought you-know-who.
Harry, thought we heard your dulcet tones. Don't bottle it up though, mate. Let it out. Anyway, if you're all done shouting...
Right enough. It's Harry. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't need to.
Oh! Just because you're allowed to use magic now does not mean you have to whip your wands out for everything!
You hungry, Harry?
You sure you're all right, Harry?
He's been attacking Dumbledore as well.
Fudge isn't in his right mind. He's been twisted and warped by fear. Now, fear makes people do terrible things, Harry. The last time Voldemort gained power, he almost destroyed everything we hold most dear.
No, that's enough. He's just a boy.
If Voldemort's raising an army, then I want to fight.
Sirius is like, that's my boy!
It's the Wonka Vader.
Yeah.
Witness for the defense. Albus Percival, Wulfric Brown, Dumbledore.
You got our message that the time and place of the produce a Patronus charm in the presence of a muggle.
I was only doing it because of the Dementors.
Dementors? A little bit.
You were suggesting that the Ministry had ordered the attack on this boy.
That would be disturbing indeed, madam.
I implore you to see reason. Evidence that the Dark Lord has returned is incontrovertible.
He's not.
That magic may be used before muggles in life-threatening situations.
Cleared of all charges?
Original Order of the Phoenix.
Frank and Alice Longbottom.
Neville's parents.
They suffered a fate worse than death.
What is it?
Swan.
That. Pulling the carriage.
Nothing's pulling the carriage, Harry. It's pulling itself, like always.
You're not going mad. I can see them too. You're just as sane as I am. It's a charm, actually. keeps away the narwhals. Hungry.
Is that the same Neville?
I hope there's pudding.
Like everybody looks like they aged 5 years. No.
Our new defense against the dark arts teacher, Professor Dolores Umbridge, has asked me to remind you
Thank you, Headmaster, for those kind words of welcome. Progress for the sake of progress must be discouraged. Let us preserve what must be preserved, perfect what can be perfected, and prune practices that ought to be prohibited.
Thank you, Professor Umbridge. There really was.
The ministry's interfering at Hogwarts.
Astute observation.
Do you believe the rubbish he's come out with about you know who? Has anyone else got a problem with Harry?
Good job, Ron.
Yeah, that's the Ron we know.
There's nothing in here about using defensive spells.
Using spells? Who do you imagine wants to attack children like yourself?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe Lord Voldemort.
He said it.
You have been told that a certain dark wizard is at large. This is a lie.
It's not a lie. I saw him. I fought him.
Detention, Mr. Potter!
So according to you, Cedric Diggory dropped dead of his own accord.
Cedric Diggory's death was a tragic accident.
It was murder. Voldemort killed him. You must know that.
Look at all those beautiful cats.
Good evening, Mr. Yes? Because you know, deep down, you deserve to be punished.
Hermione, whatever this is, it's not simple. You don't understand.
Help us to.
Harry's being the jerk in this one.
Yeah.
Harry's got a lot on his mind.
Yeah.
They're called pestrels. They're quite gentle, really, but
But why can't the others see them?
they can only be seen by people who've seen death. We both believe you, by the way, that he who must not be named is back, and you fought him, and the Ministry and the Tuffet are conspiring against you and Dumbledore.
Thanks.
She gets it.
Seems you're about the only ones that do.
Ever stop eating?
Pardon me, Professor, but what exactly are you insinuating? I'm merely requesting that when it comes to my students, you conform to... Not at all, Dolores. Merely your medieval methods. Things at Hogwarts are far worse than I feared.
Having already revolutionized the teaching of defense against the...
You applied first for the Defense Against the Dark Arts post, is that correct?
obvious.
I'll do this. Actually, I can. Something you'd like to say, dear? Oh, there are several things I would like to say.
Might I ask you to escort Sybil back inside?
That under the terms of Educational Decree number 23, as enacted by the Minister,
You have the right to dismiss my teachers. You do not, however, have the authority to banish them from the grounds. That power remains with the headmaster.
That these disappearances are the work of notorious mass murderer Sirius Black. Make no doubt.
He's a mass murderer.
What are you doing here? It's from your letter. It looks like you're on your own.
On your own, Harry. Again.
With the sword in Dumbledore's office.
it's true.
Third year, he fought with about 100 Dementors at once.
And last year he really did fight off you-know-who in the flesh.
Wait.
Yeah.
What happens if Umbridge does wake up? Who cares?
Rebellions begin.
I mean, it's sort of exciting, isn't it? You found the Room of Requirement.
This guy's being nosy.
Stunning is one of the most useful spells in your arsenal. It's...
You know, the professor at the church, or at the school.
That's it for this lesson. Now, we're not going to be meeting again until after the holidays.
Or fever fudge. They give you these massive pus-filled balls, right?
Sounds great, guys. Would you excuse me?
Nobody cares, guys. Gotta go talk to this girl.
PG-13. I was gonna say this is why it's PG-13, isn't it?
Wet. I mean, she was sort of crying.
Not bad at it, are you?
She was
Sure,
crying.
it's more than satisfactory.
Professor, will you please just tell me what's happening?
Everard, Arthur's on guard duty tonight. Oh, thank goodness.
Look at me!
You wished to see me, Headmaster? Severus. I'm afraid we can't wait. It appears that there is a connection between the Dark Lord's mind and your own. Used properly, the power of our clemency will help shield you. I will attempt to penetrate your mind. You will attempt to resist. Prepare yourself. Gentlemen, concentrate, Potter. Focus.
Mr. Harry Potter, without whom I would not be here.
When I saw Mr. Weasley attacked, I wasn't just watching. I was the snake. This connection between me and Voldemort. What if I'm becoming bad?
I want you to listen to me very carefully, Harry. You're not a bad person. You're a very good person who bad things have happened to. Yes, we've all got both light and dark inside us. What matters is the part we choose to act on. That's who we really are.
Harry, time to go.
Dumbledore sent me to parley with the giants. Well, they're not that hard to fight, to be perfectly honest. They're so big, see?
That's not hard. Seems like the right thing to do.
That's bad.
We strongly suspect notorious mass murderer Sirius Black.
Mass murder.
14 years ago, a Death Eater named Bellatrix Lestrange used the Cruciatus curse on my parents. She tortured them for information, but they never gave in. I'm quite proud to be their son.
So well.
No, Professor, he had nothing to do with it. It was me.
Most noble of you, Harry, to shield me. But as has been pointed out, the parchment clearly says Dumbledore's army.
You will escort Dumbledore to Azkaban.
You seem to be labouring under the delusion that I'm going to come quietly. I have no intention of going to Azkaban. Dumbledore's got style.
Yes, he does. I think you need a $1 ladder, buddy.
Down here, you great buffoon.
Great.
Put me down. Now.
Feeling sentimental.
That's private.
Not to me. You're just like your father. Lazy, arrogant.
Don't say a word against my father.
Weak. Control your emotions. Discipline your mind. You and like your two of a kind, sentimental children forever whining about how bitterly unfair your lives have been. Well, it may have escaped your notice, but life isn't fair. Your blessed father knew that. In fact, he frequently sought to...
My father was a great man.
Your father was a swine.
Potato! Right, who wants to see me take off?
Your lessons are at an end. Good.
I've always felt our futures lay outside the world of academic achievement. Fred, I've been thinking exactly the same thing.
Run away!
He's like, that W's for Willow.
Oh, I will, but first you will fetch it for me.
He's only hurting Sirius because he's trying to get to you.
What if he is? Hermione, he's the only family I've got left.
You were going to Dumbledore, weren't you?
No.
You're sent for me, mistress.
Snape, yes.
He's got Padfoot at the place where it's hidden.
Padfoot? What is Padfoot? Well, what is hidden? What is he talking about, Snape?
No idea.
The Cruciatus curse ought to loosen your tongue.
That's illegal.
What Cornelius doesn't know won't hurt him.
Tell her, Harry!
Tell me what?
Well, if you won't tell her where it is, I will.
She's got a plan.
It had to
I got
be somewhere
faith in her.
students wouldn't find it accidentally.
What are you doing?
Improvising.
Okay, maybe she doesn't have a plan.
I really hate children.
Shocker. You don't say. Oh, the centaurs.
Lower your weapons as creatures of near human intelligence. Dare you encourage us? I will have order. Tell them I mean no harm.
I'm sorry, Professor. I must not tell lies.
What are you doing? Secretary, good Lord.
It was brilliant. So, how are we getting to London?
We fly, of course.
Of course.
One with the power to vanquish the Dark Lord approaches. And the Dark Lord shall mark him as his equal, but he shall have power the Dark Lord knows not.
You saw only what the Dark Lord wanted you to see. All we want is that prophecy.
Why did Voldemort need me to come and get this?
Prophecies can only be retrieved by those about whom they are made.
That'd be Corvus.
Give me the prophecy now, or watch your friends die. Get away from my blood, son.
Row.
I want you to take the others and get out of here. What? No, I'm staying with you. You've done beautifully.
Nice one, James!
You've got to mean it, Harry. She killed him. Do it! So weak.
It was foolish of you to come here tonight, Tom.
This is like Darth Vader and Obi-Wan right here.
just a man.
So weak, so vulnerable.
It isn't how you are like. It's how you are not.
You're the weak one. And you'll never know love or friendship. And I feel sorry for you.
You're a fool, Harry Potter.
It's back. Yeah, you think?
I knew it was only a matter of time before Voldemort made the connection between you.
The prophecy said one of us is going to have to kill the other.
Yes.
Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't want to cause you any more pain. I cared too much about you.
We've got one thing that Voldemort doesn't have.
Noses.
Something worth fighting for.
Something worth fighting for.
There you have it. We got through Harry Potter Order of Phoenix, and I think we're back on the upswing with the guys. It's my favorite film in the installment of the franchise, so... Man, the guy that really hated the last one, let me get him in here first. John, come here.
All right. So I love this one. I love it. Let's just take it out there. I love this one. Let's talk Sirius Black. That dude, he was my favorite. Sirius Black. Dude, he freaking owned this movie. He owned it.
Tell me I didn't like.
Dude, the scene where he's showing Harry all his little family portraits, and he gives Harry that little tidbit of wisdom.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a father figure moment.
Oh yeah.
That was a Qui-Gon Jinn moment.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah,
Qui-Gon Jinn moment.
Did I totally screw that up?
No,
whatever.
Matt Lane screwed it up.
And I screwed up Matt Lane's screw up. That was awesome. That was my favorite scene of the movie. Sirius Black owned the movie. We saw Harry Potter as the leader he was meant to be. He came in, guns blazing. He took control of the situation. He was ready to fight for what he knew he had to. That was what we needed to see. This is the Harry Potter we deserve.
Man.
Jason, come on in here.
I got nothing.
I don't think I can follow that up.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I thought it was good. The movie's got you all up in all the feels. I mean, you're loving it. You hate the little pink lady.
Professor Umbridge.
Yes, couldn't stand her.
Yeah, she sucks.
What's her name? Professor Umbridge?
Umbridge.
Yeah, I don't know why it keeps beeping us out. It's like it thinks we're saying something else. No, I'm trying to say Umbridge.
Umbridge.
Yeah.
Whatever her name is.
She is almost as evil as Voldemort. I mean, get your butt in here. Come on,
I'm down.
leprechaun. Warwick Davis, stand up.
The W was
Look how excited he is.
Dude, this one is my favorite.
I'm out.
My favorite. Right here.
Own it.
He's
This was it. You were right. You said this one is going to change everything. It's going to change your opinion of the series. You said you're going to love it. You're going to love it. It's going to change your opinion. And you were right. This one by far takes the cake.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean, I can't follow that up. I mean, there's no, you're like, just, yes.
Dude, it was great.
It was very
It started great. It was great the whole time. It ended great. The only thing I didn't like about it was Sirius Black died.
Question, did she use the same curse Voldemort, and it just didn't kill him instantly? Because like he kind of stood there for a second and then like got sucked
And
into
he floated away.
Yeah, so.
We do have some holes to cover. I think David Yates did a much better job. He had to leave things out. But he really didn't change much. There's some things that changed, but he didn't rewrite the thing. Sirius Black's death in the book. It is a Vada Kedavra. You can hear her. It's the curse. It's the green one's the killing curse. And it hits him and kills him immediately. But where it kills him is at that curtain, at that veil. What you find out in the Department of Mysteries is that is the veil to death. And he's standing directly in front of it when he gets hit. And his body falls through the veil. So they don't even have a body to bury because It's gone. He's gone. He is completely gone. I mean, and it represents the biggest loss for Harry. I mean, Harry is at this point lost it all. I mean, he didn't have a body to bury. He's got nothing. And you see Lupin. I mean, Lupin. You see Lupin just trying to hold him. And I mean, in that moment, you heard what he did when he chased Bellatrix down. He hit her with the Crucio curse. The problem is you have to mean it. You have to want to hurt somebody. Couple things. I'm going to back up to the beginning of the movie. So it started off great, and it did. For the movie, it did great. The Dementor scene, it was awesome. Mm-hmm. In the book, Dudley is not trying to blame Harry. He doesn't know what happened because humans cannot see Dementors. They can't. And that lady, she's what you find out is a squib. That's a magical person who really can't use their magic. And she straight up lied under oath. She never saw the Dementors.
Yeah, she showed up like afterwards.
Yeah, Dumbledore kind of like, hey, let's do this. You know, Harry gets the owl saying he's expelled. Then he gets an owl saying he's not expelled. Then he gets an owl saying he's got a hearing. And it's just like, what's going on here? And then, you know, Dudley points at Harry for the answers because he doesn't know what's going on. And they're like, what'd you do? And Harry says it was the Dementors. Vernon, Dudley's dad, says the what? And Petunia pops off with, they guard the prison in the Wizarding World. They guard Azkaban prison.
How does she know?
Well, remember, her sister's a witch.
Yeah.
And she knows that her sister got killed by
Voldemort.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, and we lose this. There's a scene that basically, you remember how the lady tells Harry, don't leave the house? Harry is protected as long as he's underage by the blood of his family because of the mom's magic left behind on him. Nobody can know where he's at. Like, it's kind of like the Grimwald place when they showed up for the headquarters of Order of the Phoenix. I wish they'd have showed that. Harry's standing there, they're like, what are we looking at? The building doesn't stretch out. The building's already there, but you can't see it unless you know it's there. And what they do is they show Harry the address. He has to look at it, and as soon as he looks at 13 Grimwald Place, he looks up and he's like, oh, I can see it now. Point being, though, is Petunia gets a letter to remind her of the promise. Because Vernon wants to kick Harry out. And she said, no, he's got to stay. So Petunia chooses for Harry to stay. At the end of the day, she does choose to keep him safe and keep him protected. That was very important to the story. They left that out. Quidditch was never shown or mentioned. Quidditch gets suspended by Umbridge unless you get permission to practice.
Of course.
And then she's got to do Crucio on it. I mean, she's slapping the students. Yeah, the Inquisitorial squad had tied them all up. That was pretty faithful to the book as far as how they escape and the sneaking into the woods with the giant. That was really cool, and her insulting the centaurs. Let me get to just a couple more things. St. Mungo's was left out. St. Mungo's hospital for magical maladies. You get to see Neville's parents. Arthur Weasley, the dad, got attacked by the snake. What Harry was trying to say was, in the dream, he was the snake. You could see it from the snake's point of view. And he feels guilty as if he's the one that attacked Arthur. Of course, that's why he feels kind of set off from everybody else, and him and Sirius go off for that, father-son talk. They go to the hospital to visit Arthur Weasley because the wounds from Nagini, they keep bleeding. They can't get them to stop. It takes them a long time to heal. It's not just he gets saved and goes home. He's stuck in a hospital. So they go to St. Mungo's to visit Arthur Weasley, and while there, they see Lockhart running around signing autographs, and he has no idea who he is. And they see Neville's parents, and we find out through some flashbacks that Harry's dad was a bully.
That sucks.
Yeah. Now, not as an adult, and Sirius even addresses that with Harry. He's like, look, we were all young, we all did stupid things. He's like, and I like to think that we grew out of that and that we became better people. He's like, but yeah, there's, your father wasn't the perfect person you think he is. One thing that I wish the movies did, that is constantly in the books, is when Harry talks to Dumbledore about Snape, he always refers to him as Snape, and Dumbledore always corrects him as like Professor Snape. But you see, like as soon as like it gets nasty and the crap hits the fan, who's the first one to come up in the office at Dumbledore's request? It's Snape.
Oh yeah.
There's something going on there. So Harry's battle with Voldemort, things leading up to the battle with Voldemort were removed, including the brain room. There were multiple rooms in the Department of Mysteries, multiple rooms. And what they did to compress it was just went to the prophecy room, and they went to the room with the death curtain. Makes sense for time. Creature the house elf. What comes out in this one is, even though Creature is just a nasty creature, who's like, oh, filthy mudbloods, you're in my mistress's house. Harry asked Sirius, well, why don't you just free him? He said, well, I would, but the problem is he knows all our secrets, so I can't. I got to keep him enslaved because if I let him go, he's going to rat us out.
Yeah.
One thing that we've got to cover is the prophecy. We've got to get into that. It's not necessary for the movies to be able to enjoy them. It talks about the rise of the one who will be able to thwart Voldemort, and what you find out is it was Professor Trelawney who made that prophecy. It was her voice. And Dumbledore...
She was the one that like was getting ready to be kicked out, right?
Yeah. And then remember, she's also the one that made a prophecy about Wormtail.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Dumbledore tells Harry, he goes, oh, well, that would make 2 prophecies she's ever gotten right. And throughout the movie, yeah, Harry stays pissed off because he feels like he's being left out of everything. And he's dealing with those emotions from being connected to Voldemort. At the end of the book, though, with the prophecy, when he's in Dumbledore's office, he has a complete temper tantrum. Like, he wrecks Dumbledore's office. He's breaking stuff and getting pissed, and Dumbledore just the whole time is super calm, letting him break everything, letting him get it out of his system, and then finally tells Harry what's going on. He's like, look, man, I was just trying to keep you protected because the problem is I care too much about you. I've been trying to keep you from pain, so I've kept you from the truth about that prophecy. Because here's the thing, is, and this is what's very important that you find out, Harry and Neville were born just a few days apart from each other. The one to be born to thwart Voldemort, it said that the Dark Lord shall mark him as his equal. What you find out, and I won't get into all the details for time's sake, is that both Harry and Neville met the prerequisites of the prophecy about when they were born. But why is Harry the chosen one and not Neville? Because Voldemort marked him as his equal, because Voldemort decided it was the Potters. It could have been the Longbottoms, but Voldemort decided it was the Potters. That was the way they interpreted the prophecy. What'd you think about the kids like being able to do spells and fighting against Death Eaters?
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like that aspect of it.
Yeah.
You know, it goes to show that like Harry is a great teacher because like he was, you know, he'd been teaching them like half a year how to do all this, and they were holding their own against full grown Death Eaters. So.
Did you catch what Sirius Black called Harry right before he died?
Yes, I was going to mention that. He called him Jim.
James. Yeah, he called him James. He's like, good one, James.
Yeah.
And just like Snape looks at Harry and sees James, Sirius looks at Harry and sees James.
Yeah.
But yeah, them kids, man, they held their own. And what about Bellatrix Lestrange, man? You know what, Helena Bonham Carter or whatever her name is?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she plays the crazy Kooky Dukes character.
Oh, she does. She does a great job with that character. Really?
What did you think of that battle with Voldemort?
Between Dumbledore and Voldemort?
Yeah.
Like, I think John said it best. It was Darth Vader and, Obi-Wan.
Yeah, but it was like that other version. Not the original.
The Scene 38 reimagined.
Yes, it was like that. They were just going at it with everything they had.
Yeah.
And, man, that's what I thought of when I saw that scene. I thought of Darth Vader versus Obi-Wan, and they're just going at it. It was a great scene. I loved it. It totally showed you firsthand
how powerful
what Voldemort is capable of, but also what Dumbledore, what he is capable of as well. He's a bad dude.
No, Sirius Black, man, that one really hurt. That did.
Yeah, because this one, I mean, we saw following up that Sirius Black, he went from being a villain to not being a villain to being. In this one, you see him being the father figure.
Well, James and Lily picked well. Mm-hmm. They picked the Godfather well. They knew who, Wow. Moment of truth. Here we go. Scale of 1 to 10.
Like 9.5.
Scale of 1 to 10.
9.5. I got to agree. I the only reason I don't give it a 10 is because, man, I never give a 10 lightly.
He's a 10 snob. I'm a 10 snob.
Yeah, I am a 10 snob.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a 9 3/4. 9.75.
Full circle.
Yeah, there we go. But I think this was a more faithful adaptation. I would use that word, adaptation. Not a rewrite like Mike Newell did in Goblet of Fire. This is an adaptation. Any questions?
No.
I'm just like...
Well, folks, not to belabor the point, we could keep talking, but what we plan on doing is, after we watch 6, because you know we had the death of Sirius in this one. Next one, it ramps up even darker and scarier. It just
it gets darker.
Yeah, it does.
Oh man, this one was pretty dark.
But after 6, we will do another live where we sit down and talk to the viewers, and you know, in live about whatever y'all want to talk about. But stay nerdy with it. We appreciate you. Thank you to all the new patrons. Don't forget, hit the thumbs up, give us a like, hit that subscribe button. That way it helps us out. Little red box means a lot to us. Turn on that bell so you know the videos drop. You guys rock. Thank you so much for making this fun.
You do rock.
We'll see you next time.